Hello, Year 7. Just a little recap tutorial on organ systems to help you for the task today. So we're going to look at this organisation, spell it properly, Mr. Lodge, of living things first. So we covered cells, tissues, organs, and we've looked at some organ systems. So we're going to do that from smallest to biggest. So the smallest we start with is all living things are made up of cells. Okay, we have some examples here. Muscle cell, fat cell, nerve cell. Now, if we have the same kind of cells, lots of them together, they make up a tissue. And that tissue serves a specific function, like muscle tissue, made up of muscle cells. That muscle tissue and fat tissue and nervous tissue actually makes up an organ. So an organ contains more than two or more types of tissue. So, for example, muscle tissue, fat and nerve tissue, and it actually makes up, or rub that out, it makes up the organ, which in this case is the heart. Now, in the circulatory system, we have down here, system. There's one example, circulatory system. It contains two or more different organs. So the system, circulatory system contains the heart. It contains veins, which actually take blood back to the heart. And it also contains arteries, which take blood away from the heart. And we also have the blood, which we can describe as an organ as well, which is weird because it's liquid, but it's actually made of lots of different tissues: red blood cell tissue, white blood cell tissue, and lots of different forms of white blood cell tissue as well. Okay, so all of those make up the circulatory system, which is an organ system. Okay, lots of other examples of systems. We have the digestive system. We have the nervous system. We have the urinary system. And in plants, we have the water transport system. That's the one we looked at in plants, all of which we can kind of do this process with this cells, tissues, organs, and system. Okay, so having had that little tutorial, maybe write down one example of this. You might have already had this from last lesson, but a good reminder before we move on to the next task.